Hi, this is Raymond, a licensed accountant from Hong Kong. Sitting next to me is Ching, a partnership manager from Airwallex. Last year, we covered the business account, but if you want a global e-commerce business or digital agency, you know this is only the step one. The critical step two is the payment gateway, actually collecting the money. So today, I have prepared some questions to help us understand exactly how that works. Ching, you're ready, right?
Good to go.
First of all, can you give us a brief introduction? What exactly is Airwallex Payment Gateway services?
Yeah, of course. Well, first I want to say thank you for having me again, Raymond. But to answer your question, Airwallex Payment Services, or we call it Airwallex Payments, is a way that we offer online payment processing, businesses around the world, but for the purpose of this video, companies in Hong Kong. And it's one of the core ways we help global businesses manage their finances. So with Airwallex Payments, the Hong Kong company can accept online payments from customers globally. So this means whether you have an e-commerce store, so maybe with Shopify or with WooCommerce, or maybe something a little bit simpler if you're doing consulting and you want to send a payment link on your invoice, that's something that we can assist with for Airwallex Payments. So in other words, Airwallex Payments is an engine that can help you securely collect and process all of it, while also at the same time helping you save on FX fees and reach more global customers at the same time. I guess we can also share that you can accept credit cards, you can accept Visa, MasterCard, and also all sorts of different global payment methods all around the world. And all of that is through kind of in one place on your Airwallex account.
All right, so you're talking about payment gateway, like a traditional payment gateway, am I correct? Like PayPal, Stripe, in the market.
Yeah, similar. Yeah.
So let me be straight. What is the superpower of Airwallex? Why Airwallex?
Okay, that's a good way of framing that question. I would say that there are three key superpowers, and the core of it really lies in the fact that our payment processing services, our payment gateway, is fully integrated with the global business account, the overall Airwallex account. The first superpower, I would say, is our all-in-one account. So maybe let me take a step back. Traditionally, merchants needed separate providers for the banking side or for the payment processing side. And sometimes this creates a kind of bottleneck or chicken and egg problem, right? Where the bank account application might be bottlenecked by the payment processing application or vice versa. And in the end, essentially for the merchants, it means it creates a very maybe overcomplicated experience. Maybe it's very fragmented and it's just not a great user experience overall. With Airwallex, what we can provide is a single account that can satisfy both, which we call with business accounts, and we can also do the online payment side. So any funds that merchants might collect through online payment processing will automatically settle into their Airwallex business account, and that can really help them streamline financial operations. I would say that the second superpower is no forced conversions, and maybe this is one of the most important ones because a lot of customers find the biggest benefit from this. Essentially, many traditional payment providers will force merchants to convert all of their revenue into Hong Kong dollars or USD. Well, Hong Kong dollars and USD are if they have a Hong Kong company. And essentially, this means that whenever they settle from their payment processor to their bank account, they force you to do an FX conversion, even if the shopper, let's say, paid in euros. And of course, the payment processor will charge an FX fee for every transaction. And this adds up. With Airwallex, you have a customer in France, they pay you in euros. Airwallex can accept and settle those funds directly in euros in the Airwallex business account. And we don't force, there's no kind of additional FX required. And of course, if you're running a business, right, I'm assuming you have suppliers, you have maybe contractors, you have ad spend. Once you've collected those euros in the business account, you can obviously spend it directly as euros, also with no conversions. Basically, it just means that whoever uses Airwallex, the merchant, only needs to convert or do FX when they want to or when they really need to. And this superpower is what we call like-for-like settlement. And like-for-like settlement saves our clients a lot of money on unnecessary FX fees, and it's just a great experience overall for the end user. And I want to be short with the last one, but the third superpower is very straightforward. Basically, it's just our global reach. So on top of the usual payment methods globally, let's say Visa, MasterCard, Amex, UnionPay, we also have a huge range of local payment methods. We offer over 160 local payment methods across the globe. And this is really important for building trust when merchants are expanding or entering new markets.
Okay, so all in one, they can save money on the conversions, and they can have some local payment method. So can you give us some examples? I mean, what local methods they are usually very popular in Airwallex?
Yeah, we have so many. We have over 160. But for the most popular ones, maybe Klarna. If for Europe market, this is really essential for if you're targeting European customers. It's a buy now, pay later option, which is very, very popular. We also have, let's say, Ban Contact in Belgium. If you're selling to Poland, we have PayU, P24, or Blick. These are all kind of European-focused payment methods. We also have a very strong presence in APAC. So in Hong Kong, we actually very newly launched PayMe as a payment method. So we can now accept funds through PayMe. We also have WeChat Pay and Alipay, which are absolutely essential if you're targeting Chinese customers. We also have, let's say, GrabPay in Southeast Asia. The US market, we also have a lot of kind of local payment methods within the US market, but I think not too many of your clients are selling to the US market at the moment. But the purpose of having all of these, like 160 something local payment methods, is that it really helps build brand trust. And when a shopper sees a payment method that they're familiar with, they're happy to use, it really helps, increase those checkout rates, and they're much more likely to buy from you.
Okay, in this part, let's move to the eligibility of the account. Can you tell me who is eligible to apply for the payment gateway? Is it by default when they open business account?
Yeah, it's a really good question and a very practical question. So in terms of how to get started, Airwallex Payments is a feature that any Airwallex user can apply for and use as long as you have a website. That's the most important thing. So the first step to actually getting Airwallex Payments is to apply for the business account first, similar to basically what we discussed in the last interview. And after that, once you've applied for the Airwallex business account and the application is submitted, you can actually go ahead and apply for Airwallex Payments as long as your website is kind of customer ready. And then our team will use that website to do a review of your business. And essentially this means looking at the quality of your website, what you sell, what your business model is, and making sure that it adheres to our overall acceptable use policy. There are also some lucky customers who might find that they didn't need to do 2 applications. They did their Airwallex business account application and it was automatically, they will receive an email notification that they can use our payment services. That's a new feature that we launched. Some clients might get something that we call, express approval. In that case, they can just get going immediately and use the business account and the payment processing side at the same time.
That means application time, will be shortened, for
Exactly.
Okay. A follow-up question about the substance requirements. Does a Hong Kong company need to have a physical office or staff in Hong Kong to get a gateway services from Airwallex? And more importantly, to offer a local payment method, do they need a entity in that places?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And it's something that we get often, but actually that's one of the key benefits of using Airwallex. For the most part, you don't need local substance, whether that is for the local payment method that you're launching or for the Hong Kong company itself. So the way that it works is that the Hong Kong company applies for Airwallex and Airwallex payment processing, and then Airwallex will give you access to all of those global or local payment methods. This means that if you want to use Klarna, you don't need a German office. If you want to use Ban Contact, you don't need a Belgian office. We can help take care of all of those activation of all the different local payment methods so you can focus on the selling. And as for Hong Kong substance, we work with a lot of clients from all around the world. We're a global business. So just like we mentioned last time, a local Hong Kong office generally isn't required for Airwallex onboarding.
That's cool because, all of my clients, they actually have no Hong Kong substance.
Exactly.
And it's very common as well. What about the support industry? Does it only support e-commerce business selling the physical products? What about some business like SaaS? They are selling the online software products. Are they also eligible for the payment gateway?
Yeah. So I think that question stems from the fact that we found a really great fit as a payment gateway or payment processor for Shopify stores, WooCommerce stores, or other e-commerce stores that are selling physical goods. But actually, we can also support and have a lot of clients who use us for, let's say, their SaaS companies, online education, coaching, consulting, marketing agencies, digital agencies, like different kinds of service providers. They can also use payment processing services. And we recently actually beta launched what we call a subscription management service, which is really perfect for any companies that are looking for solutions for how to collect recurring monthly payments from their customers. And maybe it's even kind of customizable solution. So maybe it's on a daily, monthly, kind of yearly basis. Maybe it's metered based on how much they're using the product. That's kind of one solution that we're really building out at the moment for these clients.
Okay. This part, I would like to get some tips for success to my clients. Can you share some do and don't for smooth onboarding for my clients?
Yeah, this is a very important point for all of the viewers. So I'm going to share 2 must-dos that we really recommend that clients do. And the first thing we recommend is that they must have a clear and public-facing website. The website is the most important thing, the primary thing, the key thing our team will look at when reviewing the Airwallex Payments application. So the website should be customer ready. So this means having all of the products and prices very clearly listed on there, making sure it's accurate, and having all of the company details ready and correct on the website as well. The second do that we recommend is kind of related to this, and it's very often overlooked, and that is to make sure all of the kind of fine print pages, whether that's terms and policies, delivery arrangements, refund policies, privacy policies, all of those are very visible, complete, and are suitable for the Hong Kong website. We know a lot of clients might use templates, and so we recommend kind of reviewing those templates, make sure it's applicable for a Hong Kong company. And of course, this is a kind of standard compliance procedure for any payment gateway, and the main reason is because major card schemes view this as quite important as having it applicable to their Hong Kong company. I will also share 2 don'ts, which are kind of the flip side of what I just mentioned. So please don't apply with any website that's not yet customer ready. So anything that's under construction or password protected or has dummy information where everything sells for $0, our team won't be able to kind of comprehensively review it. So please finish your web store before you submit it for the application. And the other one that we want to suggest is please don't be too vague about your business when replying to our questions. And I understand that sometimes compliance questions can be a little bit scary or daunting that you're saying the wrong thing, but our team really is there to help. And very similar to, let's say, the business account application, we recommend being as clear and detailed on the application as possible, because this gives our team a chance to fairly and comprehensively review your website, review your business model. And in short, it just lets our team review your application as quickly as they can.
Can you share some tips on using the payment gateway?
Yeah, really good question. Really good thing to start thinking about it early, because we do want long-term success for our customers. To put it the most simply, the most effective way to use Airwallex Payments in the long term is probably the same as what it takes to run a successful e-commerce store in the long term. So a few things that I would suggest, and the first is to build brand trust. And maybe it's a little bit easier said than done, but basically this means treating your customers well and being very transparent about your business. So this includes maybe a clear description of what products they're selling, what services you're getting, the clients are getting exactly what they expect, and having very honest advertising, having transparent pricing and policies. The goal, if eventually you'll have a Trustpilot page of your website, is to keep that rating 3 or above. The second thing I would recommend for long term is to strive for a really strong operational track record. And for payment processors, what this means is that we will take a look at your processing history, and what we would love to see is a very stable processing history. So maybe ticket sizes are consistent throughout the time of running your e-commerce store. There aren't any really huge leaps or dips in the processing volume over time. Essentially, I would recommend trying to keep ticket sizes as consistent as possible and dispute rates below 1%. And the last is similar to one of the do's that I recommended, which is to keep your account manager in the loop. We have a great account management team. They're here to support you. And if you're expecting any huge changes in processing volume or ticket size, please let them know. This includes like if you're planning a huge Black Friday sale, or maybe your e-commerce store is going to go dark for a little while. We really recommend letting your account manager know ahead of time so that they could let our internal teams give them a heads up, and they can help you navigate any headwinds, and so you can sail smoothly for the whole duration of running that e-commerce store.
Great. Thank you, Ching. Now, if you have more questions or would like to explore opening a Airwallex global accounts and a payment gateway, I've left all the necessary links in the description below. And if you need a personalized advice for specific situations of yours, feel free to reach out to me directly. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.